appropriation account, unlike that of a sole trader. So let's prepare the final account as has been prescribed to us here. So let's prepare it. So let's do the working first before we go into preparing the final account. Don't forget, in the additional information we have the stock, which is the 31st/12/2012, and which was a 30,000 naira. So then we have a provision for the depreciation here, which amounted to the which is that of motor vehicle. We have a 45 has been given here, and we have equipment, which is a 23. So that has been given here in the question. We do justice to that. Then we have transfer to general reserves, which that one will be effect in the appropriation account. Then salary owing. We have a salary here. We have salary owing. That means salaries and wages. That one in the trial balance is a 4,370, and the owings, if you look at the question, we have a owings of 250, and it is a liability to the company. So that gives us 4,620. So this is going to profit and loss, and this is also going to balance sheet. So these are will affect it. Then the second one, we have accrued debenture interest. You know, debenture is a long-time loan, and I haven't gotten the debenture. Then you have to pay interest on debenture. So here we are told that the company owe interest on debenture, which amounted to 700 naira. Now let's look at it. In the question, we have first debentures. We have debenture interest in the question, which is a 740. That means it is an expenses to the business, and we are now told that another one is owed in that during that year, which is a 700. So what we just write is the owings, and that is given in additional information as a 700. So that means the amount of expenses that has to be paid in profit and loss is 1,440. So this is going to profit and loss, while this one is going to balance sheet. So that is how we effect it. Then we have a goodwill. Goodwill is the written off items, and it is the items of appropriation account. But here we haven't given us the goodwill. Then we also have another one in the additional information. Goodwill, that one in the trial balance is 20,050. Then we are told that we should write off another one. That means there is an additional goodwill which has to be written up in the additional information. So that means it has to be written off, because goodwill, you know, goodwill is an intangible asset, and if 15 has to be written off, that means the value of that goodwill is 18,550 naira, because goodwill. So this is what is going to appropriation account. This is going to appropriation account, while this one is going to the balance sheet. This is the balance sheet items. Then the fourth question, we have preliminary expenses. Preliminary expenses, and it's also items of appropriation. We have 3,210, and we also have another one which is expenses. So we deduct it from that of 210, and that means the preliminary expenses is 0. Now The fifth one, we have a general reserves. We have general reserves. We have one of 13.2 in the trial balance. And don't forget, another general reserve is we have been told that we should transfer. So we have general reserve of 13,200. Now we also have another new one in the question, which is 4,100, which totaled. That means another provision for general reserve is being provided for here. That means this one is going to appropriation account, while this one is going to balance sheet. Because this is a general reserve that it was given in the trial balance, but there is another new general reserve which it has to be reserved by the company. So it will be distributed from the net profit in the appropriation account. Then the sixth one said authorized share capital is 500 in preference share and 3,000 shares in 300,000 naira shares in the ordinary share. Here, what we are just going to do here is you write ordinary shares. So, and you write 5%. And what is this 5%? 5%, if you look at that as additional information, question 7, it said provide for preference dividend to the 1,100 and the final dividend of 5%. So authorized share capital, that means that they are telling us that there is an additional ordinary share which they have to declare 5% dividend on that 10,000 shares that is given. So now, what we just do is that 1,000 now. Remember that. Don't forget that we have issued in the question. We have issued share capital of 100 and preference share as 30. Now, you know that authorized share capital is quite different from issued share capital. Now, we are given the question that the authorized share capital is 50,000 of preference and that of ordinary share. You just need to state it in the balance sheet. But that of issued share, justice has to be done. Now, in the question, they say provide for preference dividend. You know that preference shareholders and the ordinary shareholder, they are entitled to dividend at the end of the day, which has to be posted into appropriation account. Now, the dividend they declare for the preference is 2,100, while that of ordinary share is that of 5%. Now, this 5% will be charged on the number of shares that is issued, so as to get our dividend for the ordinary share, and that is 5,000. So this 5,000 is the dividend declared. It is a dividend declared for the ordinary share, while that of preference share is 2,100. Don't forget, I make it clear to you that we have final dividend and we have interim dividend. Interim dividend is before the end of the year, while final is the end of the year. So in the question, we are given interim dividend, we are given information on interim dividend in the trial balance. So it has to be added with this to know the amount of shares that was declared during the year, which has to transfer to the appropriation account. When we get to that, we'll see how we do the treatment. Then 7, we have don't forget we have a depreciation of 4.5 and 7.5. We have that of motor vehicle, and that of equipment. But the problem is that we are given another provision in the question, in the trial balance, let's first do that of a motor vehicle. Motor vehicle, we have, we already have a accumulated provision for dividend in the tribal land, and that one is 4,300, and another provision is made which is 4,500. Let us look at the additional information. That is the number 2 information. So it has to be added together to know the value of the motor vehicle, doing the difference from the cost of that motor vehicle. So the division for this is 8,800. It has to be added in the balance sheet. So then that of equipment. In this question, we already have one provision in the trial balance which is 3,050. So we also have another provision which is 2,300. Depreciation is charged on a straight line basis. So, but we are not given any percentage, but we are given the actual amount that has to be depreciated at the end of the day. So, having done this, there are some other things that we need to effect. So, when we get to the question, we will effect them in the question. Now, the first thing we prepare is the trading profit and loss account. So that will be sunk limited trading profit and loss account for the year ended 31st December 2000.